Ciao friends, my name is Joey. I'm so glad you're here. I was headed out to take my son to a medical appointment, and as I was leaving, the mailman delivered my curated bead box for the month of February, and of course they had me at the little pink thumbnail on the box, but it's called Symphony in Pink, and you guys, it's really good. I rushed home with my son. I went through a drive-through for him, and I said, we have to go home because I have to jump into that box, and it is so good. So I have taken all of the rose quartz because we got 3 sizes of a rose quartz bead, and I cut open all the strands and put them all in a dish because I want to do a collection of bracelets. I have an idea for this, but a lot of times rose quartz is white, and look at the beautiful color in this. There's so much pink in here, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And there was a 10 millimeter strand, there was an 8 millimeter strand, and a 6 millimeter strand. So I have just cut them all open and put them in here. I'm going to go through the rest of the strands too, but this is one of my favorite boxes that they have done in maybe the last 2 years because there's a couple of really special things in here that I love. So the first one is really unique. This is a 10 millimeter fun abstract glass bead. It has a nice weight to it. This is so pretty. It has that really metallic, almost, I don't even know what to call this, but I love that bubblegum pink color. That is so pretty. And then one of my favorite beads, I love crackle glass. This is so beautiful, and I love this color. And look at this with the rose quartz. It's so pretty. I just love this. So this is a 10 millimeter crackle glass strand, and there's 8 inches here, and I just love it. You can get lost in a crackle glass bead. So pretty. And then I'm just going to keep the crackle glass in my hand and jump to this other favorite. This is a 10 millimeter blossom spray glass bead. And look at them together. Isn't it pretty? So it has this little Dalmatian dots, but in blossom colors of pinks and whites and blues. But look at that, and look at that with the rose quartz. So like I said, I have a bracelet stack in my mind for these beads. I just love them. This is a marble style glass. This is a 6 millimeter bead, and look at the nice long strand, 16 inches, and it's a pink and lilac marble. So it's also just perfect for this collection. And then look at this. This is amazing. This is a 14 millimeter color dyed turquoise heart charm bead, so you can run a head pin through these and like literally you could make a fabulous charm bracelet or charm necklace, because there is a 16-inch strand here. So this is probably reconstituted turquoise. That's usually what they use for dyeing, but look at all the fabulous colors. There's a turquoise, there's like a clay color. This almost has the color of lapis. I'm gonna grab these pink ones out of here right away. There's this really dark like burnt red, so like the red and pink is beautiful together. And I even love these. If you wanted to put these with some pearls and really make this less edgy and a little bit more formal and elegant, you could, but it is absolutely fabulous that we got this. And then there is a couple of my beads are missing, because if you know me at all, you know that as I was unboxing, actually as I looked at the thumbnail, I already knew what I wanted to make. So I'm going to do a project. So a couple of my crystal beads are missing, but these are like an elongated bicone bead, and they are, let's see, they're faceted, and they're 14 by 10 millimeter, and there was a total of 6, but a couple of mine are missing. I love the big holes on these beads. It gives you a lot of possibilities. And then there's a bead mix in this month too. They call these a designer bead mix, and this is approximately an ounce. It's a Pinkalicious designer bead mix, and I just love the whole thing. I can get lost in a good bead mix. I love the teardrops. I got a cobalt blue one, and I got a ruby red one, and a few other things. But as you might know, I am a pink girl, and so I love this twisted coin bead that is faceted on both sides, and that is going to go with my bracelet stack that I plan to do, as well as these. Just super excited. And we got this beautiful locket It's so pretty. It's just the right size. If you wanted to use acrylic markers, like paint markers, and kind of color this in, it sort of has the pattern of like an adult coloring book, like a relaxing coloring book. I did a lot of that during the pandemic, but that's what it reminds me of. And then look at this, you guys. I can't believe this is in here either. This is a 20 millimeter cherry quartz heart pendant. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, I'm sure it's cherry quartz. It's a semi-precious gemstone, so probably everyone's will look a little bit different, but I love mine. And then my favorite thing in this whole box, I am dying over this. This is the cutest charm I believe that I have ever seen. This is a 28 by 20 millimeter I love you notepad metal pendant, and it is interactive, so you can open the notepad. The little loop is right here, and this is going into my first project. I want to put this somewhere where I can see it, and I think on the inside I'm going to either write a little secret message in my handwriting, or maybe a small little picture of my son when he was little. I have one when he was still walking. He has muscular dystrophy, for those of you that don't know, and so little sweet things like this locket and this are just beautiful keepsakes. And as jewelry designers, it's one of the things that we can really make things special because we're the creators. But this is my favorite thing in the whole box. The only thing that would make this better is if it were gold, because I really love gold better than silver. But I am going to do a project with this, and so let me just clean up, move some things off my mat, and I will be right back. And this is a giftable project, especially if you have somebody in your life that does not wear jewelry or wear much jewelry, and this can be adjusted. I'm going to use these beads, but I've been making these just on my own. I haven't done a video on them yet, and I think you're going to really like it. And before I do clean up, let me just say I have a discount code to Curated Bead Box. It will be in the description box underneath this video. This is one of the most inexpensive boxes on the market. It is a value box for sure. As you can see, nice long strands, and every month in the box you get a full findings pack. It is silver this month, and I'm not going to open it, but there are jump rings in here. There are several different stringing materials, bead stringing wire. There's memory wire, stretch cord, head pins, ear wires, lobster claw clasps, even crimp beads. So if you are new to jewelry making, it's the easiest way to crimp. You just put it on and flatten it, and you are crimped. So you get this every month in this box. So again, if you're newer to jewelry making, this is wonderful because you can experiment with all different types of stringing and, you know, jewelry designs, from memory wire to stretch cord. But if you've been around jewelry like I have for decades, you're adding to your stash. So I love getting this every month. And one other thing, all of the items are listed on the thumbnail of the box, and then here occasionally they will substitute beads, you know, because of sizes or types, but you still get the amount. And you can go back on dollarbead.com and use these model numbers if you want to buy more of anything, and the prices are really good. So I'll put all that information in the description box. It'll just be a second for you, and I'll be back with a project. Okay, I am back. This is what I want to make. Now, this is one that I did with just random beads from my stash. It is a little clickable pin, and they write beautifully. And so I love this idea. I think it's amazing. Like I said, you can do your beading and do things for, you know, create it for whoever you need the gift for. I love this pink and red. I think it's so beautiful. And so I am going to show you how they come. Here is what they look like. They are ready for the beads. You just unscrew this, and you just have to work out your bead pattern so that when you screw it back into the pin, this is nice and tight. So that's what they look like. There, I forget how many was in the pack, but like all assorted colors. And the one I'm going to work on today, as you might know, is this gorgeous metallic pink. And so I have already worked out my little bead stack here. And I just did a little bit of on and off. And so what I find challenging about this is getting the beads with the large holes and spacers with a large enough hole to go over the pin. So let me just take a few of these off and show you. Those little Dalmatian beads work perfectly. I have some large hole spacers from my Tibetan spacer mix. I'll just reach behind me and grab that and show you what it looks like. This is just a mix of Tibetan spacers and several of them in here. Wait, that's not the one. This one. I have kind of rearranged these because I've reordered this so many times, but this one has several large hole spacers in it that will go over the pen. And let's see what else is here. Crystal rondelle spacers, the normal ones, will fit over the pin. And then let me show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just back my whole stack down and load it on with you. So for the crystal rondelle spacers, you have to almost like screw it off of the little threads there. But I am going to start with a little bail charm holder. I'm going to put that at the top, and so that's the challenge here, is just making sure that you have enough findings and beads that will go over this, and then you just have to play with it until you have just the right, just the right amount of beads here. So let's see, I think I did this one, and then the little crystal rondelle spacer, and I am mixing the gold and silver because I had a lot of gold spacer beads that work really well for this project, and I really like the gold charm holders. And gold and silver is a really pretty mix. I like mixing it. And even with the spacers, since I did a silver rondelle spacer, I'm going to thread on a gold spacer and then a silver one. And let's see what next. I think this will be pretty next. Oh yes. And then I just found that I have to search and see. I've had these in my stash for a really long time. They are very large hole rondelle spacers with like little set crystals. And if I can find those in my past orders, I will link them for you guys because they work great for this project. And these large crystal rondelle spacers work really well. So that is my bead stack. And now you simply have to screw it in. If you wanted to put a little bit of glue over the threads where you're screwing it in, you totally could do that, like a little super glue or E6000. I have been making these and writing with it, and I have not done that. But you could if you really want it to be secure, but I'm just going to tighten it down, and that is my little bead stack. And now I have this little loop for the charm holder, and this little guy is going to get attached there. So you could use the jump rings. There were silver jump rings in our findings pack, but I'm going to do gold because I am alternating gold and silver through my pen project, and just straighten that out. And because this is silver, I want to do gold, and also I wanted it to be a little bit chain-like. So I have an assortment of oval jump rings, and I'm going to start with just 2. I might add 3, but that kind of makes it look like a chain. Jump ring tool, and just add this on. These are quick and easy. I mean, it's really like the most fun of jewelry making because you're just playing with bead patterns. They're not labor intensive, and you could make these more masculine, you could make them more juvenile, you could do them more elegant. Like I say, you just have to search through your bead stack. Yeah, I want to add one more because I don't like the way it's hanging. Okay, I'm going to put one more jump ring. So it's like my little notepad is hanging from my pen. I think it's adorable, absolutely adorable. just open that little jump ring, and whoops, my notepad is open. Just thread it on and close it really well. So I like the oval jump rings because it does make it look a little bit like a chain, a little bit more like a chain than the round jump rings. But this pin is done. These projects are so fun. I mean, they are so fun. They really are. I just love it. I think it's a fun, fast project. And again, if you need gifts for people that, you know, don't wear a lot of jewelry, or that you've already made a lot of jewelry for, these are so great to make. And I have another video coming where I am just reusing pen cartridges and adding beads to them and doing decorated personalized pens. And so if you do a charm holder on them, you could hang the person's initial, you could do them themed the same way that we do bookmarkers. And wouldn't that be a sweet gift to do a beaded bookmarker and do a pen that, oh, I just noticed that there's writing on the back. It's a love message. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm sorry, but when I unboxed, I didn't notice that, and I'm just now noticing that there's like a little bit of writing on the back of this notepad. How sweet is that? I love this charm. Okay, so as I was saying, what a fabulous gift that would be to give somebody like a puzzle book, like a word search, a beaded pen and a beaded bookmark, and put that all together. So if you have loved ones or friends that, you know, you've done everything for them, or they just don't wear jewelry, then that would make a fabulous, fabulous gift. It's so easy and so fast. And when we get the Curated Bead Box, a lot of times we get crystals and things with large holes. This was absolutely perfect for it, and so were these, and I just added in some spacers from my stash. So check the description box if you're interested in anything that's here, and I will see you in the next video. I hope everybody's safe and well and having fun on your beading mats. Ciao, friends.